What's up everybody, Kinetic here and welcome to Warlords Awakening. This is a new-ish MMORPG that's coming out on Steam, and I say newish because it's actually the re-release of a game formerly known as Elite Lords of Alliance. In this video I want to talk a little bit about the reason for its re-release, compare it to similar games, and of course show off lots of gameplay and features the game offers. Before that, I want to thank PLAYWITH, the newest publisher for the game, for sponsoring this video, and if you, the viewers, would like to know more about Warlords Awakening beyond what you'll see here, you definitely should check out the link down in the description of this video where you can get lots of new information, sign up for the early access, and if you use that link to sign up, you'll also be awarded with special in-game items. Some of the items in the giveaway through that link though are very limited, so you want to act fast. Up to 20 of you will receive a mystery egg, and inside will hatch one of the 5 most popular, as voted through the community in Discord, one of 5 most popular pets in the game, so definitely get one of those before they run out. Be sure to check out the full description in the description box below. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. As I mentioned before, this is a re-release of a game previously called Elite Lords of Alliance, or let's just call it LOL for short. LOL was a game I had a lot of interest in, actually, in doing a first look video for, but didn't get around to it, and unfortunately the game was taken offline. The reasons for the game being taken offline seem to be many, but from what I've pieced together from reading comments online, a lot of gamers who played at the time attribute it to mistakes made largely by the publisher at the time. The new publisher, PLAYWITH, seeks to avoid repeating those mistakes, and in fact they've already had successful Q&As with the community and want to have an open discussion on how to improve the game. Already on the Steam discussion, there's lots and lots of feedback that's being left and taken in by the new developers. Monetization was also an issue for LOL, and while there is still an in-game item store in Warlords Awakening, PLAYWITH insists that the game is not pay to win and that the items available in the item store can also be obtained just by playing the game. PLAYWITH has improved upon the Korean version to smooth out the performance of the game to better handle the experience while slaughtering hordes of monsters, and also streamline progression so that way it doesn't take horrendous amounts of time to reach level cap. And in fact, according to what they said to me, players can expect to reach max level cap in about 30 hours of playtime, which isn't bad at all. That's pretty standard. So now that we've established some of the history and ways in which the game has improved, let's explore some of the gameplay and what makes Warlords Awakening tick. As you no doubt have noticed by now from watching the gameplay, Warlords is about hacking and slashing your way through tons and tons of monsters in the pursuit of loot and glory. The systems behind it, I think, are part of what makes the game fun and unique compared to other games within the genre. You've probably noticed the transformation feature. This occurs when you've obtained enough EL points from combat, and you can toggle to automatically transform once you've reached the point cap, or you can manually transform holding those points for later. And this will increase your overall power while you're in this transformation form, this Elite Lord form, for a time until you either manually revert forms or you run out of points. More interesting than that, I think, is the class and weapons system. There are 5 classes available, but also each class can wield 3 different weapons with their own fighting styles, and you can actively switch between the different fighting styles mid-combat to adapt to the situation. This is a great feature that's definitely going to help keep the feeling of the gameplay and the combat fresh without getting stale using the same weapon and the same attacks all the time, but also is a tactical way to improve your performance based on the type of enemies that you're going to be fighting, whether it's out in the field or in the dungeons. Now, they've also hit my weakness, which is pets. Even though not everybody is a pet class, everybody does get pets, and it's pretty interesting how different the pets can react and be a part of the game. There are lots of collectible pets, and they range from pets that you can mount to combat pets that will fight alongside you while you're exploring. And they can also increase in power and progress alongside you as you go. So now that we've had a general overview of what's going on with the game, let me show you guys what I've been doing specifically with the character that I created. Out of the 5 classes available, I decided to go with the Assassin. Just looks really fun to play. I like the design of the character and the different fighting styles that they offer. So we have Assassination, which uses a blade and has some really cool ninja-like abilities. This is the one I've been using the most though, the Chaos with the kind of fist weapons in her hands. Very, very fun, very cool stuff. I've been speccing that, and I'll kind of talk about speccing here pretty soon, but I've been speccing like a lot into more power and also going specifically along lines that will give me like healing on hit and stuff like that. And then third and finally, we have the Execution, and this uses a scythe, which is really, really fun. They all feel really different from each other, like the different fighting styles, and it's really a blast to switch between the different fighting styles mid-combat, like just wailing away with a scythe 1 second and then switching over to the fist weapons and having completely different kind of fighting dynamics. So yeah, just for example, we got these guys with the hams in their hands. I guess it's lunchtime for them. I'm interrupting their lunch. How rude is that? So I like to start off by throwing down some AoEs, and yeah, I didn't even have to bother with hardly any of the skills or the switching of stances, because it's pretty OP. Like, the game really expects you to pull large amounts of enemies, like as many as you can, and with that I kind of wish that they would allow enemies to run further before they start reverting back to their original positions, you know what I mean, before they reset, because they seem to do that pretty quickly. Anyway, let's see that again. Yeah, and then like a couple more basic swings and that's it. These guys weren't in the area where I dropped my AoEs though, so I'm gonna have to take them out. There we go. But yeah, really flashy skills, fun to play. This class especially, I think. I haven't tried the other classes, but the way that I understand it is that once you've finished leveling I'm going the wrong way. Once you've finished leveling a character to max level, any additional alts that you create, any more characters that you create, will actually level up even faster. They'll get sort of like an XP bonus to make it to cap even faster than your first character, which is always cool, especially for guys like me that have ultitis. Let's switch stances. This is the stance that I've been using the most. When I was telling you that I've been speccing a lot into like rejuvenation type of bonuses to my skills. There we go. I got a lot of knockdowns and disabling mechanics with this class as well, or this stance I should say. Well, yeah, I guess this class in general does just have a lot of crowd control abilities, which is really, really fun. There's one of my HP regen skills right there. If I don't have HP regen, well then I'm looking to get at least like some kind of bonus defense while activating some of the longer cast skills, the ones that have you sitting in an animation for like, you know, a few seconds. It leaves you really vulnerable, right? So I'm trying to make sure that if I'm going to be using stuff like that, well, then I'm not just getting my face caved in the process. Alright, so I made it to the end of this broken bridge, and we are going to enter the Lost Place dungeon. The Titan followers have extended their influence from Rumen Valley to the Lost City. Meanwhile, their experiments are becoming more vicious and cruel by the day. So you have entrance level requirements, you have to be 13 or higher. Recommended level would be 15, and recommended number of players 1. So yeah, pretty much all of the dungeons that I've experienced so far, because I'm still relatively early in the game, have been solo dungeons, which is fine. I don't feel like waiting around in a queue just to do these basic dungeons, but I definitely imagine that once we get further in the game, and definitely towards the end game areas, that they are going to be full party dungeons, and that's going to be when things get really, really interesting. So we'll go ahead and jump in. I am level 15, so I hit it just right. Oh, actually, before we do that, I almost forgot. Let's take a really quick look at the skill point system going on here. So with each of the different fighting stances, right, the assassination, the chaos, and the execution style for the assassin, they have all of these different extensions for how you can grow and improve the skills. And as I mentioned before, what the types of things that I'm looking for is stuff like this. So we've got Gale Thrust, which is the basic skill, and then once I've improved that with a couple of points from leveling and stuff, that gives it some more power, and then I can unlock the Blood level 1, level 2, absorb 8% of the damage as HP. So that's going to be a really good way to help kind of sustain me as I'm going through fights, especially if they're going to be longer fights. Here's another one, Weasel Blade with Fortitude, damage received decreased by 50% while the skill is active. So stuff like that is what I'm really looking forward to unlocking right now. I've also put a couple of points similarly in Execution for the same reasons. We've got here the Swamp Exploitation, gives it some more power, and then the next node, absorb 4%, currently with the first point, and then it will bump it up to 8% damage absorbed as HP. So that's really cool. I really like classes that do that, deal damage, heal themselves, instead of constantly worrying about potions and things like that to be their only source of rejuvenating themselves, right?
It's an honor to meet you.
Oh, it's an honor to meet you too, Alice. Just what are the Titan followers doing here? Alright, I heard a lot about you from Lineal. Are you here to help us? Yes, I am. Something has contaminated the creatures around here. No, this is different. Goblin's solution. Will you clear some of the corrupt creatures around here? Then please look for the cause of the contamination. Pretty simple, basic stuff. Almost forgot, before we actually go really deep into this dungeon, I'm going to go ahead and switch pets. I don't need my mount for this area, so let's go for something else. We'll switch pets here from the pet storage box, and damage to unique bosses, that could be good. The Bad-Tempered Titan Follower. What else we got? Evasion rate, MP+, reduced damage from bosses. Yeah, so we've got a couple of different options. Increase HP pool. Yeah, I think I'll go with the Titan Follower. Cool. All right, yeah, this should be more useful than the wolf that I had with me, who was just a mount basically. He's not a combat pet, just turns into a travel companion. Let's do this. There we go. Got ourselves a couple of boxes. I really need to pay attention to this, because these boxes will fill up your inventory really fast if you don't take care of them. You might be wondering, where do all of these pets even come from? Are they also something that you have to buy from the in-game store? No, not at all. All of the pets that I've gotten, and you saw that I have quite a growing collection of them. What button is it? There it is. L for the pet storage box. I've got all of these just from killing monsters and then picking up stuff like this, and eggs. So we've got a monkey and White Nimbus. This is actually an event item. We'll go ahead and right click on that. Gives me a confirmation. Are you sure you want to do this? And I say yes. Hatching successful. So what does this do? It's a mount. What? Increased speed, 30% probability of being dismounted when you are hit, 0%. Increases total HP. Also gives MP bonus. That's pretty sweet. What do we got here? Enemies popping in. Bring it on. So right now I'm using the assassination stance. Very nimble, high evasion, has a lot of mobility skills, and as you can see, everything is on cooldown. I can just, if that's the case, I can just go ahead and switch to another combat stance anytime that I want to give myself skills that won't be on cooldown. So there's always buttons to press. There's always action. Ah! More spawning in. Here we go. I think it's time to get some recovery action going here. Let's switch to that, and it seems that I've finally ran out of the early basic potions, so we'll go ahead and switch those in. This guy looks serious. Did I mention there's a rolling mechanic? I don't think I mentioned that until now. Yeah, there's a rolling mechanic that you can use. I'm just totally disabling this guy. Oh, he's done already. Yeah, there's a rolling mechanic as well, which is probably what I should be using more. I honestly forget that it's there most of the time, and I'm just focusing on using my my basic skills. Go ahead and switch to a cell. Oh, lots of guys spawning in. All right, let's be careful then. There we go. And looks like I got their attention now. So be it. There we go. I haven't even really been paying attention to my pet. Is he doing anything useful? I hope so. Whoa, look at that. That was awesome. That was me leveling up. Right in the middle of combat. Sweet. Good timing. You might be wondering, why aren't you using your Elite Lord form, Kinetic? Use it! I'm saving it, actually. Saving it for when the boss spawns in. I like to have the... I like to have it set to manual, not automatically cast. The Elite Lord form. So that way I can completely control, like now, when I initiate. Where is he going? Oh, that's right. I forgot that skill causes confusion. That's why they were running away from me just now. Oh, I just love the executioner style, though. It's so much fun. Switching back to Chaos now. For some CC, some heals. Nice. That's what I'm saying. There's always a button to press, like, and it really keeps the combat fun and exciting in this game. You always have something available to you. All right, guys. Well, I think that is pretty much going to wrap it up for now. I've showed off the basic systems of how Warlords Awakening works, demonstrated how the combat works, the switching of the different stances, the Elite Lord form, and also gave you a taste of what the early dungeons look like. If you would like to know more information about Warlords Awakening, if you would like to see more details about how the different classes work, some more trailers, get early access, all of that stuff, plus free in-game exclusive bonuses available in the link in the description of this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Click the like button to support first look videos here on the channel, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Thanks again for watching. This is Kinetic, and I'll see you next time. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I've got a new mount. Let's try. Wait, I'm gonna mount that thing? Really? Oh my god. What? I've got a Nimbus. This is awesome. That's so cool.